To anybody who's been curious, we've got a couch. And we're still pregnant. Let's go to the studio. Hello, I'm here again today trying to do some studio style portraits in this warehouse. Now I don't have the proper photo strobes, so I'm gonna do my best to make it work using some of these old movie lights and one flash my friend Kevin lent me. So Kevin, thank you. So first things first, I gotta evenly light this backdrop. So these Kino Flos are pretty decrepit and old. I think only 2 bulbs work in here, but I'm gonna swap them to daylight and get one of them going. My friend Myles just showed up. What up? I got one of the background lights working, so let's get this thing lit and see what happens. Yeah, yeah. The second Kino was dead, so I had to pivot and use one of these LED lights to light the backdrop. And I got this broken Kino just sitting over here. So I got one LED light left to try my best to light up our subject, and then I'm gonna use the flash to fill them in and see what happens. Here's a quick overview. I started by putting my backdrop here in the back of the room. Backdrop. This was beige. I then moved on to taking my first Kino Flo, it's a fluorescent light, and I put it here. This was an attempt to help evenly light this backdrop. I matched it by having to put another LED light made by LiteMat over here. These 2 lights combined were going to evenly light my backdrop. Then I took a fill light, which was another big soft LED light, and put it over here. Had some diffusion on it, and this was gonna fill in the right side of my subject's face. My big main workhorse was gonna be my strobe, bouncing into an umbrella. It's that small compact light that shines super bright into an umbrella. It goes like this, from the strobe, into the umbrella, back to our subject. Subject was standing here in the middle, allowing for the camera to sit right here. And that's what I did. Ba-ba-ba. How do you feel?
Feeling good.
All right, so we got our background lights up on the background. Looks pretty even. Okay, the strobe I'm using is the GODOX something. I don't know, I haven't really played with it, but it's just a little strobe, little bulb, little receiver, transmitter, whatever, umbrella. So let's set it up and see what happens. I basically got the strobe light fired into this umbrella. The first couple images were a little too hard. So we added this diffusion layer. I added this weird little bounce card. Maybe the flash will catch it and fill in his back a little bit.
You got 2 minutes.
Lens cap on, amateur, dude. All right, so yeah, so start with the first one. You just hold it really centered. Yeah, just like right in front of you like that.
My ring off?
I think the jewelry's kind of fun. Okay. Yeah, if you like it,
I love
you don't mind it. You love that you're married there.
Yeah. You gonna do a bite before you rip the top off?
Before we do a bite, maybe see like another look, like you're just like very pleased. Let's see you like have it and kind of like smiling and showing it off to us. Yeah, a little bit look towards me slightly. Delicious bread. And then you can try to straighten your posture just slightly. There we go. And those worked out. I still feel like the bread is a little bit too hot, so I'm gonna attempt to get a flag and cut the bread a little bit. So hold the bread up. I mean, I know it's gonna be hard to tell without a hot light. I'm just hoping to eliminate some of the light on the bread. This is supposed to cut down like a whole stop of light. So we'll see if that does anything.
That's wild.
Yeah, there you go. Bread just a little lower. Yeah. And then look up at me a slight bit more.
Do you want me looking into the camera?
Let's do one where you look in the lens.
Okay.
Like you're trying to sell me on this loaf. Scrub through here. All right, we just did our first round of photos with our talent Myles eating some bread. I think we got some fun stuff. He's got a great look and he really went for it. I did notice while we were shooting some of those shots though, without the flash actually being a hot light that lit his face, the autofocus was having a hard time finding his eye. I'm shooting on the Canon EOS R6 and it kept wanting to focus on the bread. I think that was just the nearest thing to camera. I attempted to use a small LED light to illuminate his eyes to give the camera something to focus on. It just wasn't working. I got a little work light I'm gonna set up into a bounce card, see if that gives me enough fill on his face for the focus to grab his eyes, and then the flash to do its job. And this time, we're changing outfits, and we're giving him some cake.
That's a slice of German chocolate cake.
I hope you like to be a cake eater.
Okay, we'll see.
What face comes to mind if you think about the noise? Ooh, this is cool. Okay, a little bit closer to the front corner with the fork. There's the smile.
It comes naturally.
If I just say a joke. Just wrapped up some shots with Myles. The dude's a team player. I think we got some funny stuff. You saw a few of them. Now we're gonna go home, throw them on the computer, do a little bit of Photoshop retouching, and see what we got, man. See if it worked out. Step into the light and tell people how you're feeling.
Just had some cake and milk and bread. Felt nice. I think we got some good pictures. I think Tom did a great job. Have Tom take pictures of cake for you.
Check it out. Check it out. I just did a scroll through on all of the photos, and these are my favorite. Oh yeah. Check it out. Oh yeah. Did a little bit of work in Photoshop, cleaned them up, did some dodge and burn, tried to smooth out the backdrop. But what do you think? You still can't comment, but if you like the photos, hit a like. I'd like to say thank you to Myles for coming out on a moment's notice to model the bread for us. I'd like to say thank you to Katie, my wife, for filming the behind the scenes, for doing the props, for selecting the food items, and for keeping everything dressed. And lastly, I'd like to say thank you to Kevin, the #1 fan of this channel. He's lent me the microphone you're listening to me on, the tripod that is holding up this camera, as well as the flash/strobe that I used to take the photos of Myles. So Kevin, thank you. And that's it. Maybe in the future I'll do a video of how I Photoshop and retouch and finish my photos. If you'd be interested in something like that, again, maybe hit that like button. I don't know why they won't let you comment, but one day you'll be able to say stuff like, these videos are bad, or I think that you should do a video about your Photoshop, or make another movie already, or your movies are bad. I don't know. Have a nice time, have a nice day.